Have you ever felt like you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing in midlife? You're eating right, you're walking your steps, you're maybe even wearing your weighted vest, you're paying attention to all the things you need to be paying attention to that you hear through social media, all over the news, your steps, your sleep, your stress, you're doing it all and you're not seeing results? Well, if that sounds like you, then this video is for you. My name is Joy. I'm a primal health and intermittent fasting coach, and I want to talk to you today about intermittent fasting. Let's label it a beginner's guide to intermittent fasting. I want to share with you how I found fasting, how I fasted in the beginning, and how I do it different now, and how you can start building intermittent fasting into your life and see results, the results that you're hoping for. Now, when I speak about intermittent fasting, I am so passionate about it because this changed everything for me. And I want to talk about fasting in a way that honors your body and honors your faith. And I also want to let you know that there is so much around fasting that you hear, that you read, but there's a lot that they aren't telling you, especially if you're a woman in midlife. Back in 2018, I decided I wanted to lose weight. I got down on my knees and I prayed and I asked God to show me the way to weight loss, to sustainable weight loss. My prayer was He knew my body and He knew what I had to do to lose fat, because that was my main goal, to lose fat, to heal some inflammation I had, and to help me to feel better about me, myself, and my purpose in this world. And that's when I found the proper human diet, the primal diet. I learned how to follow a ketogenic diet, and that started to work for me. Now, ketogenic diet is on a spectrum of the proper human diet. We have low carb, which is below 100 carbs. Some people say below 50 carbs. We have keto, which is below 20 carbs in a day. Then we have ketovore, and that's below 10 carbs a day. Now, ketovore is where I like to stay right now. That's what I feel best at. But back in 2018, I was with the below 20 carbs a day, and I stuck to that. I had my app. I used the Carb Manager app, and I filled that out every day, and I made sure I was below the 20 carbs every single day. Another diet on that spectrum is the carnivore diet, which is gaining so much popularity because it is so healing. And it's such a strong elimination diet that it helps you identify what foods may be causing inflammation for you. Different foods cause inflammation for different people. But when you're on a carnivore diet, you're taking out all the inflammatory foods, the things like dairy, grains, bad oils, vegetables, fruits. All those things can be inflammatory for some people. So when you do carnivore, you take all that out. You have no carbs. And it's very healing. And it's very good for identifying where on the spectrum you should fall, because you start to add in other things to go up to ketovore, to keto, or low carb. And you can decide for yourself where you fit best. For me, I fit best at ketovore. Under 10 grams of carbs a day. I don't eat vegetables every day. I rarely eat fruit, but that's where I feel best. So back to my story. Now, I started keto, and keto became to me known was intermittent fasting, adding fasting into my life. And when I heard about all the benefits of fasting, I jumped in both feet. And what happened was I was doing it wrong. I was fasting too much for too long of a time. I wasn't nourishing my body appropriately in between my fasts, and I started to suffer. Yes, I lost weight very quickly, 40 pounds very quickly. I reversed inflammation. I felt better than I had in years, but I was losing muscle, and I started to lose my hair more than what I should have on a normal weight loss diet. And I started to lose my energy. And then before long, after a year or so, the weight started to creep back on, partly because I probably tanked my metabolism because I wasn't eating enough. So I started to educate myself, and I found out that the way I was eating and the way I was fasting needed to work together. I needed to make sure that I was nourishing my body giving it what it needed, all the nutrients through the meat, some vegetables, through the fats, the food I was eating. I needed to make sure I was getting the nutrients I needed. And then I needed to make sure that I was fasting intentionally, not following a hard fast rule, but fasting in a way that supported my hormones, the functions of my body, my weight loss, and my overall health. My mindset changed from restriction to restoration. And that's when everything changed. So what is intermittent fasting? Well, right off the bat, it is not starvation. Intermittent fasting is taking some time, usually every single day, to give your body a rest from digesting food, having to deal with digesting and eliminating food that we are eating. We want to give our body ample time every day to not only digest, but then to use up the food that we have stored, to also to go and repair things that need to be repaired and clean out the things that we do not need. So we understand that why we're giving our body rest, why we do intermittent fasting, not to starve, but to work with our body, because fasting isn't healing. Fasting is giving your body the ability to heal. We need to make sure we are doing that each day. Now, some popular methods for fasting is the 12-12, the 18-6, the 16-8. Some people will fast 20 hours and eat 4 hours. The fact of the matter is, it's different for every person. Some people can fast very easily for 20 hours a day. For others, 16 is their sweet spot where they feel the best, they nourish their body more appropriately, and they feel better throughout the day. They lose weight, they have more energy, and their life is just better. But it is different for every single person. And when people ask me, what is your fasting regimen? I'm a little hesitant to tell you because it should be your regimen. It should be something that you've built into your lifestyle. So I can give you basic guidelines of where to start, but it is really working together with your metabolism, with your mindset, with your body, and with your lifestyle to create this rhythm that you can live with each day. And my recommendation is to start with the 12-12. When I started, I jumped right in doing 36 and 48-hour fasts, and I quickly got burnt out because my body was not used to it. All it was seeing was restriction, and it wasn't helping my body. It wasn't helping my hormones. My body didn't feel safe. And after a while, it stopped releasing weight, and it started holding on to everything I did eat because it felt like it was starving. It wasn't until I adjusted and made sure that when I'm not fasting, I am fully nourishing and giving my body what it needs. Now, a 12-hour eating window and a 12-hour fasting window is a perfect place where everybody can start. I know there's people who want to jump in and do a whole 18 hours the first day. If that's you, go ahead. I did that. But learn and understand that your body needs to learn this. This is a total paradigm shift. We were brought up to believe that you needed to eat 6 meals a day. You had to eat as soon as you got up because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You have to have a snack before you go to bed, a snack after school, a snack after work, a snack mid-morning. We have this idea of how we're supposed to nourish our body that is so beyond true. So this is a paradigm shift. And there's a lot of people around you who won't understand, why aren't you eating? It's normal to eat. It's normal to eat, but it isn't normal to eat all the time. And we have to adjust our mindset to that. Starting out with a 12-hour fast is an easy baseline, easy place to start, because you can start building a foundation from there. Start working your way up. After 4 or 5 days, add in 30 minutes. After 4 or 5 other days, after you feel good, add another 30 minutes, and you can easily work up to 16, 18 hours. You won't believe how your body will learn and build that fasting muscle. It just takes time and it takes patience. But you have to come up to it with the thought that this is not starvation or that you're going to wreck your metabolism. No, this is a tool to help you get back your metabolism. This is a tool that helps you have that self-discipline to say, no, I'm not eating right now. It's not starvation. You are giving your body the ability to heal when you withhold food for a while. It's just a natural rhythm of eating and then fasting, of feasting and fasting, what we've done since the beginning of our time on earth. Fasting is a natural part of it. And when you work with it, it helps to restore that balance that we want. It helps us to start shedding the pounds that we are looking to shed in midlife. And it will help you to find a new focus, a new discipline, a new fortitude, and just a renewed focus and purpose. Fasting is actually one of the best things you can do to support your hormones, to help bring it all back into balance, especially in midlife. So how do I do it now? Well, long ago, like when I started, I was doing too much too often. And now I've learned and I've created my own rhythm with fasting, my fasting lifestyle. So my days now, I fast between 18 and 20 hours. Lately, it's closer to 18. I just feel better when I've done an 18-hour fast. I fast full day on Friday, usually. I give myself a good 36 to 38 hours, maybe longer. But that one fast a week gives me a chance to completely digest, to detox, to cleanse out my body and get rid of things that I might have accumulated. It makes me feel better. I have more energy. The fat loss is easier. And I just feel so clear-minded. There's no brain fog. I have intention. I know what I'm doing. The other thing is on Fridays, that's a perfect day for me as a Catholic, that I love to fast on Fridays because it's a perfect day for me to include an intention, a powerful intention. All my kids know I fast on Fridays, and it isn't uncommon for one of them to say, "Mom, could you fast this Friday for?" And they have given me their intention with. It keeps me accountable. It keeps me on track. It helps me know I'm doing this for more than just me. It's really powerful. It has helped build self-confidence. It's helped giving me more purpose in my life. One of the things that I wanted when I prayed back in 2018, but it also has brought me spiritual growth and a spiritual hunger I never had before. Fasting has so many benefits. And so now I've learned that I fast intentionally, and then I break my fast intentionally. Back in the beginning, I would just eat very little and then get back to fasting. And now I know that's the important part of fasting, is the feasting and nourishing your body after fast. So I pay attention. I eat meat. I eat eggs. I eat healthy fats like avocados, something that's going to nourish my body and keep the momentum of that fast. If I were to break my fast with sugar and carbs and processed foods or breads, that would stop the effects of my fast. My metabolism would switch from fat burning, which it was in during my fasting, and it would turn to sugar burning. And yes, we're supposed to do that when we eat food. But if I had something high carb, high sugar, high processed, I would be in sugar burning mode for a long time before I'd ever return to fat burning mode. When I eat a proper human diet, a proper primal diet, my fat burning, yes, I'll turn into sugar burning, but I very quickly will go back into fat burning when that food is gone. So it works with the rhythm of my body. It doesn't keep me in a suspended sugar burning mode. That would not be a sign of metabolic flexibility. And that's what we want. We want to be metabolically flexible so our body can go into sugar burning, then back into fat burning in a very natural flow. Spike up for sugar and then right back down. We don't want to raise our insulin up from burning fat and sugars or burning sugars and carbs and processed foods and remains up there, because then we cannot lose fat. We want to be metabolically flexible so that we feel good, our body knows what to do, and it sustains our health for a long life. And the other thing is I've learned to fast with my lifestyle. Now, my life is busy. I'm a mom and I'm a grandmother, and I have people around me, and my schedules get messed up, and I have things that happen that didn't get scheduled that are inconvenient. But my lifestyle, my fasting lifestyle, remains true in a foundational rhythm that I have created by trial and error, but learning things of how to break my fast, how long to fast. And there are certain times when I have to adjust. I have to adjust because there's a feast, there's Christmas, or there's a stressful situation where I know it wouldn't be good for my body, good for my cortisol and my stress hormones if I was to fast in that situation. So I make sure that I adjust it. Another thing, if I don't sleep well, then I know to ease up on the fasting, because those two don't go together. So it's all working in my body's rhythm, but I have created a lifestyle by implementing these things into it that really moves and flows with my life and makes it very simple to stay on track even on the days that aren't scheduled. So a couple of pointers. Don't turn fasting into a punishment. You don't fast because you ate too much. You don't fast because you're going to eat a lot. You fast to give your body time to do what it was created to do, to clean, to detox, to repair, and to get rid of the things that it doesn't need. That's what you're doing for your body when you fast. Second thing, don't think that you have to start with an 18-6 right off the bat. Don't get all gung-ho and say, I have to do this, I have to do this. No, work up to it. When I started, I did it that way. That was just me, my personality, I guess. But I have realized through the years that starting out with a 12-hour fast, 12-hour eating window, you can easily step up from that. Half hour every 4 or 5 days, add a half hour onto your fast and build up to the 16 or the 18. But starting out with 12 makes it more manageable and doesn't look like such a punishment or something that you really have to strive to commit to make sure that you are on the ball. If you build yourself up, if you do it slowly, you will strengthen your muscle, your fasting muscle. It's a muscle. Worked out too much on a muscle, we would discourage it. It would have pain and our results wouldn't be what we wanted them to be. But if we worked with it, building up that muscle slowly, it becomes strong. It becomes dependable. It becomes something that you can count on for years to come. So give yourself grace when you start down this road. The other thing, this third important thing is remember that fasting goes hand in hand with nourishing your body the proper way. We are not under eating here. We don't do that here. I don't do that here. I used to. I do not do that here. I eat a good amount of food to make sure I'm getting the protein, the fat that I need every single day. So you're eating well and you're paying attention to your stress, your environment, your sleep, all those things going around you, because you want it to work together in a rhythm. You want it to become part of daily life so you don't even have to think about it. Now in midlife, I know we all want fat loss. We all want hormone balance. We're striving to get better sleep and reduce our stress and get our steps in and wear our way to fasting. Make sure that we're getting enough of those grams of protein in every day. It's a lot. And I will just say that doing all those things, yes, that will bring results. That will help move you in the right direction. But when you add fasting into it, it changes the ball game. It gives you faster, quicker, more sure results. And that's why I will always say that fasting needs to be part of your lifestyle, especially if you are serious about reclaiming your health and moving into your second half of life as a healthier, stronger, more focused version of you. So if you want more information and more support around fasting that aligns with your faith, your hormones, and healing in midlife, then make sure you subscribe. And in the not too distant future, I have something very special coming for the women just like you. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.